Hello and welcome back to Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. It is time for us to level up our characters that we met last time and to decide what we're doing going forward. So, let's start by leveling up our characters. We're going to start with Heinrichs. Why? Because Heinrich should be significantly easier to level up than Jay, because Jay is a completely new character and Heinrichs is somebody who we're very familiar with. Now, did we take his archetype? We did. So he is also an assassin, much like Pascal, but he's a different type of assassin. Okay, let's see what we do with him here. So, immediately choose an ability. Okay, so we read some of these with Pascal, so let's just have a look at what we got. We're looking for something that leans into strength, probably, if we want to make him a strength warrior in the end. Maybe something agility-wise, because he does actually have dodge, which means he is actually going to have lethality, which is something that Pascal lacks significantly. So the assassin makes an attack. So this is 0 AP. The assassin makes an attack that does not account towards the attacks per turn and does not block the assassin's movement, but only deals 25% of the base damage. If the attack is successful, the target suffers the hemorrhage effect. At the beginning of each of the target's turns, they will suffer lethality divided by 10 rending damage that ignores armor and deflection. Lethality is a specific assassin parameter that is equal to dodge or dodge reduction. So, dodge is 75, dodge reduction is 70. So, that means it would do 75 divided by 10, which will round down to 7. So it's 7 either way, actually. Rending damage that ignores armor and deflection. So it does 25% of its base, but it also does 7 every turn afterwards. Okay, and there's no check. That's just it does 7. So how much does a base attack do, just for context here? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Okay, whatever. Base attack does 7 to 11. So effectively, this would be doing the minimum damage of a base attack every turn. And it ignores deflection and all that sort of stuff. That's pretty good. You know, that's reasonable. You can be happy with that. Elusive Shadow. For 1 round, the assassin becomes the lowest priority target for enemies and gains the elusive effect. It moves through enemies, gains agi bonus dodge and percentage bonus dodge reduction. Attacks deal 10% additional damage. All half cover provides the assassin 50% cover efficiency. Okay. Also, by the way, this is 0 AP, which also makes it very good, because ideally we want to use Heinrichs for buffs most of the time. Poised to strike. The assassin makes an enemy suffer. The assassin's agi bonus percent armor and perception or intelligence. See, if it says perception or intelligence, we basically just have to go, yeah, moving on. That's not him. He's like Pascal, absolutely no ability to use dodge reduction or anything like that. Heinrichs, no ability to be intelligent or perceptive. Killing Edge. The assassin attacks and gains 40% dodge to the target for this attack. If the attack hits, it deals an additional lethality divided by 7 rounded down. So it's 40%, so that'd be 105 divided by 7 rounded down. So we're talking 10... 4, 5. So we're talking. Actually, that divides into 7. It does. Okay. So we're actually talking exactly 15. I was just assuming that this number would not round into 7 because I was like, that's crazy. But okay, it's 15 damage. Okay. If the attack hits an opening, its lethality damage. Its damage is increased by lethality percent. But lethality would be 105. So its damage is increased by 105%. So, if I read this right, the assassin attacks and gains dodge to the target for this attack. The attack hits. That attack deals an additional 15 damage. Then, the damage is increased if it hits an opening by lethality percent, but the opening by itself also adds 20%. That's an insane amount. That's all I can get right now, is that's an insane amount. So we're talking... Now also, I don't know when the damage is increased. So its additional damage is increased by lethality percent. So we're talking, let's say, around 30 damage, right? That you would get if you hit an opening, plus 20% of the target's max wounds, plus the damage that the attack would actually do, which is 7 to 15, plus the psi bonus on that attack that we also have. Okay, I think Killing Edge and Death Whisper are both, like, incredible. I think Killing Edge is an insane amount of damage. Fainting Attack. The assassin's next single target attack will have minus 50% armor pen, with a minimum of 0% armor penetration, and plus 10 lethality. If it's a melee attack, its target rotates... Let me just double check I didn't get lethality wrong as well. Lethality is... Yeah, that's fine. I got it right. If it's a melee attack, the target rotates 180 degrees. The enemy's dodge and parry against the assassin's attack is equal to 0 until the start of this enemy's turn. If it's a ranged attack, the target is forced to move to a cell within 3 cell radius with no adjacent cover facing towards the assassin. The movement provokes an attack of opportunity. Okay, this seems like this is kind of something that you would move, like you would do combined with something else. So you do like a fainting attack, hit an opening, and then do Death Whisper immediately afterwards, right? So then you hit the opening on the other side. Okay. Purge Soul. Deals... Okay, oh, these are the psychic powers. We've already looked at these several times. I'm going to take... I'm going to take Killing Edge, because it sounds like that's going to do an absurd amount of damage, basically. Okay. And then we have to choose a talent. So, create an opening. If the target suffers a critical hit from one of the assassin's allies, at the start of the assassin's turn, a new opening on the enemy is created on whichever side is closest. Each use of aim for the opening on the same target reduces the target's dodge and dodge reduction by 10%. Okay. Whenever the assassin attacks an enemy that is at full wounds, the assassin gains dodge and dodge reduction against that enemy until the end of the assassin's next turn. Every turn, the first use of an assassin ability costs 0 AP. Very nice, because that would allow him to continue doing what we want him to be doing anyway. Let's take that. Also, wait a second. Do we have psi rating? We do. We have psi rating 2. Never mind. Our choice is psi rating 2. We'll come back to that. Perfect opening. Gains lethality % chance to deal 5% max wounds more damage to an opening. Okay. Whenever the assassin attacks an enemy with a single target attack, this attack reduces the target's armor and dodge by 10%. At the start of the assassin's turn, all enemies that do not have the assassin in their line of sight suffer the unsuspecting effect. Gain 7% hit chance and 10% critical hit chance against unsuspecting enemies. Carmine Whisper. The hemorrhage effect applied by Death Whisper deals an additional 10 damage. Interesting. For every 10 damage that is dealt by an assassin's attack, the attack also deals 1 direct damage to the target. Poised to strike reduces target's dodge. And if the assassin deals direct damage to an enemy, that enemy suffers 1 stack of the vulnerable effect. The target suffers plus number of vulnerable stacks times 3% more damage from the assassin's attacks. Direct damage cannot be reduced by parameters or bonuses. Okay. Whenever the assassin hits an opening, the assassin's damage is increased by agi bonus divided by 2% till the end of combat stacks. It's increased by 3% until the end of combat. Actually no, it would be 2%. But then actually that gets divided by 2. Wait, no it doesn't. It's 5 divided by 2. That's the number. It's 2.5 rounded down to 2. I was then dividing it by 2 again for no reason whatsoever. The enemy last damaged by the assassin suffers the witness effect. If the witness does not have the target in their line of sight, we're not doing this run in and run out thing. That's not what we're doing here. And if we deal direct damage, no. We have no allies, no. Whenever the assassin hits a target with an attack that has 100 lethality or greater for the first time in a round, the assassin regains the AP spent. I mean, effectively, it's make your first assassin ability free, because that's going to be what Killing Edge is going to do. So we already read that one. Seize the advantage. The assassin gains 15 lethality against enemies that have some negative effect on them, including hemorrhage, which is interesting. Elusive speed. They're elusive at the start of their turn. Okay. Whenever the assassin hits an enemy without hitting an enemy's opening, the assassin gains dodge. So 10% dodge. Okay. Whenever Each successful dodge grants the assassin plus lethality divided by 5% damage for the next successful attack. Whenever you deal direct damage, no. Whenever the assassin has no more than one adjacent enemy, probably no. Don't need to worry about any of these right now, and then we're into stuff that we already looked at. Now, as fun as all those are, Psi Rating 2 is obviously our choice because, like, you know, he's a psyker, and we actually use his psychic powers. That it's just obvious. It's going to be the choice that we take every single time. Cool. So that's Heinrich's setup. I told you it would be fairly straightforward, and now he has an insane ability that's going to do a ton of damage. Love it. Let's talk about Jay. So, let's have a look at the character as we set up. I'm also going to take away her grenades and her stim. Okay. So, armor-bodied glove, we can improve that. Shuriken pistol, an exotic pistol. She has another exotic pistol in the other one. So one just has a pistol shot, one has toxic needles. Then she has an Alderi chainsword as her secondary. She has a huge amount of commerce and tech use because her her tech use scales off of fel. That's interesting. Yeah, why does that scale? And as does her logic. Everything that was scaling off of int is scaling off of fel. Huh. That's intriguing. Yeah, she has a ton of stats that are insanely high due to them scaling off of fel. Okay, so she has incredible fellowship, agility, ballistic skill. Wait, why do I feel like she's just the character that I wanted to build but better? She's using dual-wielding pistols, she has a melee weapon, she's really good at talking to people, but she's also really good at lore and tech use and logic. Is this my character but built better? That's not good. Anyway, hello Jay. Let's have a look at what's going on with you as your character. So, does she actually have any levels currently? She's finished officer. So, finished officer for us. Okay, that's fine. So, she gets Imperial World, okay, which we already know about. So, she should have one of these, which is Humanity's Finest bonus on it. Let's have a look here. Fellowship, is it? Yeah, so Humanity's Finest gives her 10 Fellowship. That's fine. And then she has Cold Trader, which gives her Fellowship, Ballistic Skill, and Weapon Skill. Also, we got Gunslinger. While Jay is fighting with weapons in both hands, the attack from the second hand, depending on which hand she is attacked with in the first round, does not cost any additional AP. Okay. Now, what is also important to note is that we couldn't necessarily have made this character because I think some of these are specific to Jay. Jay can use either Fellowship or Intelligence for intelligence-based checks. Additionally, Jay can re-roll failed commerce tests. Okay. Cold Trader's Acumen. Okay. The Rogue Trader's reputation level grants Jay additional bonuses. So Jay is going to scale as the game goes on because our reputation level will always go up, right? With whoever it is, it will always go up. So she will scale. So, Drusians, reputation level to all resistance tests, and 2 times resistance level, reputation level to lore Imperium. Is that applying right now? No, because we must not have any. Explorators gives her armor and tech use. Tech use is up due to that? Yeah, tech use is up due to that. Cass Balaka Mission, reputation level to dodge and parry, and a bonus to commerce. She got bonus to commerce there? Yeah, a 1 bonus to commerce. Fellowship of the Void gives her reputation level percent to critical hit chance and bonus to coercion. And Imperial Navy gives her cover efficiency and bonuses to persuasion. Cool. Okay. What did she take in officer? So she has voice of command. We knew that was going to come through. What's this? Commerce. Yeah. Bring it down, makes sense. So what did she actually take? Oh, there's just the ability to bring it down. Never mind. Finest hour. The officer grants an ally an extra turn with full AP and MP. Yeah, I think that's what y'all was taking. Then we've got commanding voice. The range of the officer's abilities is increased by +3. Range of voice of command is increased by +6. It's not telling me what I got there. Okay, that's fine. Then took nimble for bonuses to dodge. Lasting impression. Half the bonuses granted by voice of command remain until the end of combat. Okay, so same as we took on Cassia. So she's basically better than Cassia and us put together. That's something that we took here, which is gone. I'm going to just leave for a second. If I go back in, is that fixed? I'm a little worried that I've broken it. Okay, so that gets her fa something. Okay. Move. The officer immediately grants an ally additional movement points equal to fell bonus, which is going to be 7. If the target is under voice of command, it also ignores attacks of opportunity. Swift movement grants you 2 movement points. Okay. March. Whenever an officer's ability moves any target, the officer gains movement points equal to half the distance the target moved. If this happens on another character's turn, the officer will gain these movement points on their next turn. So Jay's going to be running everywhere because she's going to be giving people extra movement. She's going to be doing all sorts. And then she also has extra movement here, so she's flying around the battle. Commerce. Finest hour upgrade. During their extra turn, the target gains +3 damage. Okay. Until the end of combat, they gain the effects of voice of command. Lore Imperium. Ballistic skill. Leader Assault. Whenever the officer makes an attack, they gain +5 fellowship until the end of combat. So fellowship is going to be stacking. Ballistic skill. Take aim. The target's next attack will ignore cover and will have double effective distance. If the target is under the effect of voice of command, this attack will ignore enemy dodge. Additionally, the damage from this attack can be reduced below 51% for any reason. 30 plus 3 times fell bonus, which will then stack up and up and up with this one. I see. Characteristic training ballistic skill. Yeah. Heroism. Whenever an heroic character is used in combat by any character, the officer's next attack will cost 0 AP. Lore Imperium. Willpower. Fellowship, and Finest Hour. Target gains 21 temporary wounds until the end of combat when they use Finest Hour. Nice. Okay. I mean, like, to me, the obvious path is Master Tactician. Wait, is it Master Tactician? Yes, the same one that Cassia has. That one seems like an obvious path forward, right? I think. Lots of buffs to the party, lots of things that generally work well with what we've already got here. However, there are some other options we could choose. I don't think Vanguard is really for her, but it would allow her to use her running around powers for good. And Grand Strategist also has a benefit, because we have some things in Grand Strategist that say that it uses the highest of intelligence bonus and fellowship bonus of all Grand Strategists, right? So we could have the higher intelligence and she could have the higher fellowship, and then that would allow us to get both bonuses when we have them in combat. It would also allow her to go first in combat, which is interesting. What would Master Tactician allow us? So Master Tactician, agility, fellowship, ballistic skill. It does seem like it fits her quite nicely as well. Yeah. What would we do here? Just as an idea. So we have Inspire and Cassia, which we could take here. But we could, in theory, say the target ally gains Resolve, potentially. The Master Tactician, until the beginning of Master Tactician's next turn, the Master Tactician gains attacks of tactical advantage equal to 20 plus 3 times Master Tactician's fell bonus percentage of all momentum the target gains. Okay. Target gains 2 temporary wounds and 1 temporary wound for every 2 stacks of tactical advantage the Master Tactician has, but the Master Tactician loses half their stacks upon of tactical advantage. Until the beginning of tactical advantage's next turn, whenever the target loses temporary wounds for damage, the target gains momentum equal to the number of temporary wounds lost. We could make it so that we take damage and gain resolve stacks of tactical advantage and reset the cooldown of the other things. Yeah, it's probably not that useful then. Finish the job. Can only be used on enemies with the unfinished business effect. This effect is applied by enemies which were attacked by the Master Tactician's allies, but not by the Master Tactician. The Master Tactician immediately attacks the target with a single shot or strike. This attack does not count towards the attacks per turn limit, dealing half the weapon's maximum bonus. Maximum damage and an additional plus ballistic skill damage. Okay, interesting. So that seems like that's a path we could take. Then take some things that work with it. And we can also empower our next attack. Let's back out of this. Let's go to archetypes. Grand Strategist. So we could potentially go in here. So this is a lot of creating stratagem areas or using the stratagem areas. Doubling bonuses and things. I don't know if I really want that. I don't think I use the stratagem area bonuses really well, and I don't think that having 2 characters that use them is going to increase my ability to use them well. Maybe Vanguard? What would we take here? So you get Unyielding Beacon. So that increases resolve. Each stack increases resolve up by 1. All allies in a 2-cell radius gain half that bonus. Temporary wounds applied to Vanguard now stacked, but only remain stacked until the Vanguard's next turn. Start of the turn, the remaining temporary wounds are reduced by the largest amount granted by 1 applied effect. If the remaining number of temporary wounds is less than the number of stacks of Unyielding Beacon, it becomes equal. Okay. So we could do that and then take many of these things. We can choose an ally. All enemies around that ally make willpower resistance test, and if they fail it, then they attack the Vanguard. So start their next turn. The Vanguard gains 10 plus 2 times spell bonus % damage. That's pretty good. And 10 plus 2 times spell bonus % armor penetration against enemies in a 2-cell radius around the Vanguard. Additionally, when the ability is cast, all allies within a 2-cell radius gain the following ability and start the Vanguard's next turn. The character can move to any cell adjacent to the Vanguard without provoking attack of opportunity. I mean, it's interesting. I don't think it's the path I want to take. Oh no, I don't think any of these are very good. Which leads me to think like maybe the one I thought first is the one to go with. That allows us to empower our next attack to deal 4% additional damage for every stack of tactical advantage. Yeah, I mean, that could be good. We gain a 1 stack of tactical advantage for every 5 momentum gained by the Master Tactician or their allies. We begin combat with tactical advantage equal to our fell bonus, which would be 7. Yeah, maybe we go this path. Okay. So for 1 AP on this one, just have a look at it. We can, yeah, so for 1 AP, we can attack an enemy which has less than 50% of the remaining wounds remaining, and we get a free shot against them, which deals half of the weapon's maximum damage, but deals additional plus ballistic skill bonus damage. Now the nice thing is, actually our ranged weapons have kind of lower base damage amounts, but the fact that adds your ballistic skill bonus means that we're always going to do like a reasonably okay amount here. Let's take finish the job. I think this is interesting for us. Okay. Next, we have to take one of these. All of the Master Tactician's abilities work as if the Master Tactician has 7 more stacks of tactical advantage. That's cool if we want to spam them. They could be useful. For every enemy hit by the Master Tactician's attacks, the Master Tactician gains 1 stack of tactical advantage. Again, cool. Does she have the thing? I'm just thinking, yeah, we can leave this without there being a huge problem. She has dual weapon combat. Okay, that's the one I was looking for. That's the very important thing. Does she have dual weapon combat? I guess she had these proficiencies because we saw her use them, but yeah. That's useful to know. Does she actually have all of the things I assumed? So, dual weapon, Drukhari, and Aldari. Yes. Okay. So, that does mean we can get 2 stacks every time she, every turn, basically. Whenever the Master Tactician or their allies gain momentum, they gain 1 more. Whenever they lose momentum, they lose 1 less. All enemies hit by the Master Tactician have 10% higher chances of hitting a cover when shooting the Master Tactician's allies behind cover. Master Tactician begins combat with additional stacks of tactical advantage equal to the number of enemies. Now, it's kind of cool. There are usually quite a lot of enemies. Deals 12% more damage to targets with less than 50% wounds. Okay, which would stack with the ability we just took. Sorry, I don't know why it wasn't clicked, but that's okay. And it heals 20% more wounds for targets with less than 50% wounds. Okay. This one we don't have. Master Tactician immediately gains an extra turn with Master Tactician's fell bonus divided by 3 AP. So that would be... okay, so that's going to be 7 divided by 3, which is going to be 2 because you round down. And full MP the first time any of the Master Tactician's allies use a heroic act. Okay. Which is the same as what I think Cassia has that already. It is kind of useful. Every enemy killed by the Master Tactician increases the Master Tactician's resolve by +1 until the end of combat. Using medikits on an ally under the effects of the Master Tactician's archetype's abilities heals that target for additional stuff. No. Wait, let me just see. Was there something up here I wanted? I was thinking this one maybe. I was thinking... it's only 12%. It's not that much. I was thinking... any of these? I think this one's interesting. Right. Back down here. Whenever we reload a weapon, all allies in the 3-cell radius also reload. Grenades cost less to use. Okay. Whenever we heal, we're not healing. At the beginning of Master Tactician's turn, if the momentum is higher than 125, first burst fire air attack used by a Master Tactician costs -1. All allies have 25% dodge against attacks made by allies, and yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. Press the advantage ignores cover and dodge, so that's this one. So we gain extra damage and we would then ignore cover and dodge. That's kind of interesting. The first ability used by a Master Tactician after the very first heroic act in combat will cost 0 action points until the end of combat. I feel like this one is just better. Not this. Yeah, this one is just better because it gives us 2 AP and full MP. Well, this one just gives us a 0 cost ability. Right? Like like the other one gives us the AP to do what we want and the movement and all that sort of stuff. Well, this one just gives us 0. I think that's fine. Yeah. Whenever the Master Tactician or the Master Tactician's ally use any consumable item or reloads a weapon, we gain 2 stacks of tactical advantage. Okay. Whenever the Master Tactician gains stacks of tactical advantage, the ally is also healed 1 wound for every stack granted. Yeah, that one's interesting. No, I don't want to take it, I just wanted to look at it. Whenever the Master Tactician spends tactical advantage stacks on abilities, the critical damage dealt by the Master Tactician increased by +1 for every stack spent. It's interesting. Every critical hit scored by the Master Tactician grants the momentum equal to resolve divided by 2. Works up to 3 times per turn. Finish the job grants 75% crit chance. That's interesting when you start looking at the critical hits scored. Critical damage ups, you know, there's stuff we can work with there. Ton of stuff which is all stuff we already know is on every character. Oh, and then barely anything at the end. Okay. When an Imperial World character is affected by an ally's non-damaging ability or affects an ally with such an ability, the resolve is increased by fell bonus divided by 2 for 1 round. And under 40% wounds, we don't want that one. People have the same archetype. In critical hit chance and 10% armor against Xenos or Demonic, but would lose lower Xenos and lower Warp. I'd rather not. All allies gain +5 fellowship. Okay, I don't think we need any of those. I kind of think that this is quite nice, getting the extra 75% crit chance. Yeah. I think that's pretty nice for this ability. I think there's something that you could do with that. It would also then allow us to start going down a crit path for this character, which I think might be a good path to go down. I'm just seeing what the other things I pinged were. Yeah, let's take finish the job. Perfect finish. Let's lean into a very different type of master tactician than Cassia. Mainly because it'll make them feel different when they're in combat together. Next? Wait, what? I'm done. I leveled, right? Yeah, there was no next. I'd already leveled. That's fine. Cool. Well, that took us a while to decide, but worthwhile. Right. Next thing for us to do is to have a look at all of our quests, because we have a lot of them. I was also suggested to look at contracts. We have none available currently. Okay. Let's do rumors first, actually. What have we got? So, the Lord Inquisitor is just somebody who is taking an interest. There's void ships circling a large uninhabited world in the system. These might be earlier ones as well. Marauded void station in Langren's Belt, according to numerous testimonies, is serving as a base for a band of pirates who went above doing deals with Xenos. Accounts vary in detail, but they do agree on one thing. On Kiava Gamma, a world owned by the Rogue Traders dynasty, enriched in ore and minerals, some kind of catastrophe has occurred. Thousands of refugees from Winterscale's realm arrived on footfall aboard the transport Navika, but found no refuge there and set out for the desert world of Foulstone. Footfall is waiting for news from the ancient ark known as the Wasteland Wayfarer, which set out for distant stars in search of new worlds. The vessel's last astropathic message supposedly came from Cineris Malefactum. There are rumors on Footfall of Xenos, those cursed by humanity, carrying out raids on inhabited worlds and ruthlessly destroying Imperial outposts. Decades ago, a ship called the Inevitable Triumph went missing on course for Footfall. A shuttle from that ship has been discovered not far from the Avarius system. A careless officer sent a valuable piece of cargo from a ship into a rubbish chute. That cargo may have been jettisoned somewhere in the 100 Dreams Crossroads or Langren's Belt. And Angels of the Emperor in the Expanse. Travelers arriving on Footfall bring with them rumors of the Emperor's blessed angels coming to the region to repel the Xeno threat. The Holy Warriors are few in number and are fighting in the farthest flung regions of the Koronus Expanse. So this is Space Marines. Okay. Quests. So, this one. Go to Kiava Gamma, go to Dargonis. Not a quest we need to worry about in terms of order of doing things, because it's just go to a place. Okay. Gift for Jay Hidari. Jay has hinted she would be delighted to receive a gift from the Lord Captain that was worthy of the relationship the two of them share. For a rogue trader, procuring just about anything is a trifle. All it takes is commanding the High Factorum to do just that. As for choosing the gift, however, his lordship will have to rely on his own acumen or council of members of his retinue. So we can ask people. Okay. The certificate of an official representative of the Imperium can open many doors for Jay Hidari, but without friends in high places, Jay can forget about her dreams of power and wealth. Go to Dargonis. Go to Kiava Gamma with Heinrichs. Go to Dargonis or Kiava Gamma or Janus. So that's our main quest, effectively. Supply Footfall provisions from the Agri World Janus. So it would be nice to do this earlier. Look for a cache. Okay. Wait for it to resolve itself. Study 10 planets. Okay. I kind of want to go to Janus first. I think that makes sense, but I also want to explore our current system that we're in, so we might do that before we do anything else. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Koronus Expanse map. We're actually progressing and doing something and going out into the world. We were actually doing something, progressing, going out into the world. Lord Captain, we are once more within reach of your Von Valancia's protectorate. Of utmost urgency is restoring communication with your planets and bestowing the wisdom of your decrees upon their stewards, developing colonies, claiming new territories, and establishing trade links. All of this is now your privilege and burden. So we got 3 more mobile extractiums, of which I still don't really know what they are. Okay, let's have a look around here. So we can have a look at these different things. We've got a Dead World, we've got an Altar Templum Calixus Extension 17, and we got Drusus's Blessing. So, let's just go, right? I'm gonna go here. Sure. Lord Captain, we've the flagship Drusis Blessing with a small escort dead ahead. They're requesting a direct Vox channel, patching you through. Ooh. Chartist Captain Austerius Thorfast, also with a picture. The Vox channel clicks, and after a brief pause, a dry, low voice hails you. Greetings, Lord Captain. I'm honored to speak with the rogue trader of House von Valancius. May your name be known through the ages. Chartist Captain Austerius Thorfast, bearer of a free charter of the merchant fleet. How can I be of service? What's your squadron doing here? We develop supply routes for the Chartists. You see, my ship is a representative of the merchant fleet in this part of the Imperium territory, yet we do not have a fixed charter-defined trade route. Our mission is to establish business contacts with voidfarers in need of regular ship repairs, and those who are interested in specialized goods. From where do you source the components you sell? You ask me to disclose our suppliers to you, Thorfast laughs airily. Well, frankly, they come from both everywhere and nowhere. We get our wares either from the lucky voidsmen who stumble upon an abandoned or dilapidated ship somewhere in a neighbouring system, or from unlucky ones whose sorry tub arrives on footfall in such a state it's easier to take her apart than to restore her. I'd like to know more about the merchant fleet's operations in the Koronus Expanse. For the most part, all the Expanse has is fleets of disparate. For the most part, all the Expanse has is fleets of different organizations and small flotillas of merchant ships. Uninterrupted communication between worlds is a matter of life and death for many outposts of humanity. So even in this dark corner of the Imperium, there are Chartists and ships assigned to various adeptus. Alas, the Expanse has next to no stable trade routes, so the job can be precarious at times. Then again, no one is more intimately familiar with the hardships of local commerce than a rogue trader. Let's look at the catalogue of components available for purchase. Oh, okay. So this is the Imperial Navy, and it allows us to buy things for our ship. Well, I mean, we can just get things for our ship, I guess. Yeah, okay. You've received new equipment for your ship. To install it, open the voidship management screen, double click on the left mouse button and drag it. Alright. Cool. So I just wanted to grab all that. We can also increase our rep if we want to. What do they buy? Void Necron trophies, Void Alderi trophies, Void Drukari trophies, Void Heretic trophies, and Void Pirate trophies. Okay, so I think they're the only people who buy these anyway. So yeah, I guess I'll trade those to them. Okay. That's fine. Let's have a look at our void ship. So we can now install these if we want to. So this is things on our prow. So currently we have lance weapon and torpedo tubes. But we could put in a short-range prow-mounted macro cannon which deals 4 shots, dealing 14 damage per shot. Which is less than our torpedo tubes. Yeah. What is a macro cannon? Is there something there? I guess the difference between that and the torpedoes is that that does it immediately, but torpedoes were the ones that kind of went off on their own. Like they went off and they moved. Yes, so they move about, but these are just things that shoot. Okay, we'll keep this for now. Next is where? Shields. So 80 points of protection for each sector. Provide 70 points of protection for each sector. The amount is doubled against enemy blast attacks. So we lose one, but we get a large amount more against a certain type of attack. Sure. Sounds good. Torpedo tubes. I see. So, more torpedo tubes, basically. More lance weapon. Okay. So we can get 13 speed along with low acceleration and braking, but our current one is 11 with strong acceleration and braking. I'll keep what we have. So, provides void ship weapons to targeting data granting 80% hit chance and 5% crit, or 90%. So this is an upgrade. That's a straight upgrade. And then what's this? Wait, that's the one that we just looked at. That's the void shields. Oh, yeah, that's everything. Okay, cool. That's fine. While we are here, let's have a quick look at our ship from a post's perspective, because we have people who can now fill positions like warp channeler, potentially. So why did I not have you in this position? Was it because it did nothing? Oh, skill required. That was it. Let's put in I probably had Heinrichs in the position. What do? You do nothing on a ship, I think. Oh no, you can provide instant control. Gives control of the nearest torpedo salvo. It gives control of the nearest torpedo salvo, granting it 5 vehicle movement points, void movement points. Okay. Only works on torpedo salvos that were launched on another turn. And what's your one? Torpedo control. It's the same thing. Okay. That's fine. Just seeing what else she's got. What's this one? Doesn't say what this one. Oh, there we go. Focused efforts. Allows use of both abilities for one selected post for 1 turn. Okay, you know what? I think I'm fine. Although she has no abilities, right? Oh, but that's because she needs to have a persuasion skill required. Is that it? Wait, is it persuasion that's used for all of these? Oh, it's awareness. I think it just says persuasion no matter what. Okay. Well, I'm going to leave it as it is because I don't know what I'm doing. I think that's fairly obvious that I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing here. So let's leave it be and then we can figure it out if we need to. So why does it still have a question mark on it? We know what it is. Artificial facility? Yeah, we've already done that. Cool. Let's head over here and have a look at this unidentified object. Lord Captain, the station's airlocks have been sealed from the inside. A Vox recording is stating that the priesthood of the Alter Templum Calixis X-17 Sanctuary have no desire to communicate with the laity and refusing access to guests on the basis of the Adeptus Mechanicus' privilege of inviolability, granting them sole jurisdiction over their sacred sites. Okay, so we can't do anything there. And then a dead world, which we can scan? We found nothing, so there's nothing for us to extract. Dead world added to the worlds of the Expanse. Okay. It's just a world that we now know of. There's nothing to do there, I think. Okay, so how do we leave the system? Map of the Koronus Expanse? Is that it? We're in uncharted territory. Chart new... Oh, okay, thank you. Thank you. I was worried for a second there. I was going to have to work it out by myself. Travel between systems is fraught with mortal peril and takes place in another dimension known as the Warp. Only a navigator can plot a course through the Warp to the other star systems. Click the circular button at the bottom of the screen to have the ship's navigator chart new routes to systems you have selected. To initiate travel, click the left mouse button on a system and press the Warp travel button. Route's color is an indication of its danger level. Green routes are the absolute safest. I did see that there's a write-up in one of the comments about this, which I'll go back and read again just to double check if there's new information. But yes, this appears to be some of the same info. Green routes are the absolute safest. Yellow routes signal that unpredictable events can occur during a jump. Orange routes denote a high probability of a ship coming under attack, even in the warp. Red routes are a sure sign the ship will be assaulted by hostile forces during travel. The ship's navigator can make a route safer by spending points of navigator's insight, which can be acquired by discovering and scanning new systems throughout the Koronus Expanse. Okay, so we've been to Furibundus. We want to click the chart new routes button. Okay, and that gives us a ton of new places to go to. Special routes. Standard scanning could not reveal a route to the selected system, but you can still get there by spending points of the navigator's insight to plot a guaranteed direct path. Click the left mouse button on the system and use navigator's insight to chart the route. So that's this one, I think. Yeah. That's okay. And this one, and this one. Many routes. So what's Soto's to... Do we know what's in any of these systems? Are any of these ones the ones we needed to go to? They don't seem like they are. To the Imperium. That I think is saying we cannot go that way. But you know what we could do? Could just try, right? What happens if I try and go to the Imperium? This is I just want to see if it fails us immediately. Lord Captain, Ravor on the line. The astropaths are going crazy in their little chamber. They're reporting severe warp disturbances along our intended route. It looks like the maw is completely impassable. I've seen this before, and yes, if you ask me, going in there is not a good idea for us or any other void ship. Okay, I did not inherit this void ship only to destroy it in the roiling Imperium. Let someone else less valuable deal with the maw. I'll see it to it, Lord Captain. Okay, I think it's just telling us we shouldn't go there. Okay, so do we know where any of our worlds are? No, but this is a huge map. Okay. So do I just pick somewhere and go? There's Winterscale's realm over here as well. So if we want to go somewhere specific, we kind of like go over here and like be like, we move closer. Avorius, Tritanius, or Soto's Tomb? I guess I will go to the easiest system to go to. This doesn't seem like a trick to me, so let's go to Soto's Tomb. I wish to inform you that the sacred rituals addressed to the spirit of the ship have been performed. The techno-liturgy and the rite of the machine blessing ended with a data meditation in order to comprehend the nature of the miracle sent down by the Omnissiah. Acquisition of sacred knowledge has not been recorded. How the spirit of the void ship was able to call upon the power of the machine god and activate the warp drive remains an unknown. Yet during my meditative ritual, the Omnissiah gave me an equally valuable revelation. The sacred spirit that lives in the bowels of the ship's mechanisms differs from other analogous forms. This spirit holds a unique power that cannot be called anything less than a blessing of the machine god. So what does this mean? Hypothesis. In extremis, the ship's spirit is capable of making unpredictable calculations and actions. It is impossible to predict how it will behave in any given situation, but I believe the spirit is currently showing obedience, at least for now. I recommend that we continue monitoring the ship and be prepared for new manifestations. Thank you. Report is received. Thank you, Pascal. The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. We are here. Visit. Okay. Well, it seemed easy enough to get here. I guess what you should do as well, even if you don't necessarily want to go somewhere, is you should always go to a system and then explore out from it so you can see the other routes connected to it, because it could let you get somewhere else. Also assuming that this means if I go here we're getting dangerous stuff happening. So let's avoid the pirates for now. Space dust. I discovered fuel. Nice. Hulk. Okay. Complete a development project of the highest difficulty in any colony, rumor completed. Grants the wearer a 15 bonus to commerce. Also realized I forgot to equip J. Also we got Mechanicus Creations. Okay. Space dust. Yeah, fantastic. I'm going to go back to the bridge. Because I forgot to equip J. And we should equip J with things that would be useful. Although maybe I could have equipped them on that screen. Not sure. Not sure. Anyway, we've gone somewhere now, which is interesting. I have no idea if we've made a good decision or a bad decision, or any decision really, but we've done it. And that's what matters. So first things first, let's do type in ascending order. So she gave us a Blood Seeker Clave, which is a one-handed melee weapon which does an insane amount of damage. Okay, so let's equip that as our secondary weapon. That seems obvious. This does less. This does less. This does less. Okay. We could give her this, but she has bonuses for not using a two-handed weapon, so no. Stub revolver does more damage than the shuriken pistol. Is there any reason to use the shuriken pistol apart from the fact that it looks cool? 6 to 10, 15% armor pen. It's a pistol, right? It's got 7 rate of fire, which is quite useful. Range of 6, maximum ammo of 18. This one has a much lower rate of fire and has more recoil, but does more damage. Okay, I think I'm happy with this. I think I'm happy to leave that as it is. We can immediately just give her one of these. 5% dodge if the wearer's agility is more than 40. It is, so that would give us extra dodge. Or we could give her this one, which is dodge against melee attacks, and it's more of it, and then parry. That would be useful, but let's just give her this for now. So it gives her 101 dodge. Gains a 10 bonus to awareness. What's her awareness? 30? I mean, it doesn't really matter. We'll just give her that for now. If we attack from any ranged weapon at a 1 cell radius, inflicts bleeding. Sure. What's next? Once per turn, when the wearer scores a critical hit with a pistol, the next attack with a pistol costs 0 AP. Alright. This item reduces wounds by 10%. It increases critical hit by 3 times toughness bonus. Okay. At the start of the wearer's turn, they gain 20% dodge. Now, it's been suggested that's good for, like, an assassin. In fact, you're an assassin. There we go. Because then you, yeah, then your lethality goes up. Which makes a ton of sense, really. Right, back to you. Wearer's movement points increased by 3. What's this do? Gives you 10% dodge. Okay, well that gives her even more movement on their extra movement that she already has. The wearer raises momentum to 175 whenever they kill 5 enemies in a row in 1 turn. Yeah, okay. Grenades cost -1. She doesn't use any grenades currently. Increases commerce even further. That's cool. We give 20 bonus to coercion for a -5 penalty to awareness. That would give us a lot of coercion. Not necessarily needed. Power reduction and armor penetration for melee attacks. I don't think we need, although that's the kind of thing that we'd be looking around for. Yeah, like that would be really good for you, I think, probably. And then, you cannot use medical stuff despite your medical stat being pretty good. I guess I'll just give you grenades, even though there's probably no real purpose to it right now. I don't know why I'm spending so long. Let's put these on, because these seem interesting. And then maybe a frag grenade. I don't really want her to use grenades that much, but yeah. Give her some stuff to use. Cool. We're missing something for that slot, which we have nothing for. Yeah, seems fine to me. Seems set up. Nobody can use this, right? No. Okay. Well, that's fine then. We'll keep it around. Right. Quick save. Let's do some combat against pirates, I guess? I don't really know. I just want to see what happens, really. What happens if I go in here? Kill the pirates. Okay, am I immediately in combat? I'm assuming the answer is yes. Let's see. Is the answer yes?
The litany of ordnance rings out across our decks.
Okay, that was loud. Yes, I am up fighting pirates. Okay. Let's see how I want to handle things. I could do a lance weapon. Yeah, let's do a lance weapon against you. Okay, that did something. Could then go here, maybe. And fire like that on them. Through the shields. They have blown up. That seems pretty good. We could do torpedo tubes as well if we wanted to. I can keep going, so let's go like up like this, and then we can shoot these onto you. Nice. Now we can use our dorsal macro cannons to shoot onto you. Activate the Geller field. Emergency warp jump in 3. Okay. Now we can torpedo. Cool. And yeah. End our turn? Sure. Oh, we must reach one of these. Okay. They get a turn. They're disengaging. 3. We're gonna blow them up though. Can I not turn around with these? No. I can do this and start them turning around. But no, I cannot actually turn them around. Okay. We fly and do a U-turn at the end of its movement. We could do this. Gives us control of these. Fly over. Not quite ready to shoot yet, but that's okay. Then I want to use swing run to turn around. I can't turn around any other way. No, so let's do swing run to turn around. Then we want to go up here or up here and shoot. We got him. Okay. And then that's our turn. All right. Cool. We get shot a little bit. Okay. That's fine. They're running from these guys, I think. Let's turn them around. They're probably not going to actually hit, but that's fine. Here. I probably want to just shoot like this to start with. Then forward. In like this. Shoot directly in your face. Okay. Don't torpedo tubes. Voidship ram.
We lost the shield. Emperor, protect us.
But we won the battle. Yeah, fantastic. It gets us ancient machinery and scrap. Wonderful, we killed them all. Okay, I can see how that could be fun. And now we can go to this world, which we don't know anything about, which no longer has pirates. Begin scan. Ice world. So it's plastic. Oh, right, there we go. Thank you. Planets in the Koronus Expanse are teeming with valuable resources. Before these resources can be harvested, however, an extractium needs to be set up on the world's surface. Scan the planet, select the icon of the resources you're interested to deploy an extractium. Click accept to confirm your choice. You can see how many extractiums you have available at the bottom right corner of the screen. Resources are required to develop colonies and complete contracts. You can also use them to trade with various factions. New contracts are now available in the journal. Contracts are requests issued by your colonies. By fulfilling them, you can obtain resources, increase your profit factor, or receive unique items. Sometimes fulfilling contracts offered by one colony can affect the productivity of others. Fulfilling contracts costs a certain amount of resources or a share of your profit factor. A contract's description contains both the costs associated with it and the reward that you will receive. You can fulfill a contract by selecting it in the journal and clicking Collect Contract. I do have some. Okay, so we need Xenotech for this one. So Vladimir Tokara has entered a trade war with competitor in the cold trade, having lost several of his xenotech procurers. He's in need of powerful and influential supplier of forbidden merchandise. This person needs plasteel, so this is Lord Inquisitor Kalkazar's servants have been buying up top quality plasteel and transporting it to an unknown location. While the nature of the Lord Inquisitor's secretive grand scale manufacturing operation remains unknown, the names of those who are assisting him are uttered with great respect. And then the Explorator Cognizance fleet is planning a holy expedition to an unexplored subsector. Their emissary, Opticon 22, is prepared to buy a massive amount of fuel for their void ships. So can I click complete on like any... Do I have any of this? I have none of this. Okay. And then we have Soto's tomb. So let's go here. Yes, I want to get this. So that gives me 5 plasteel. So I can now trade that 5 plasteel in here. And get 3 profit factor. Nice. So we have now done that. We've now struck up a deal with an influential partner. Okay, I understand. Soto's tomb? Imperial cartographers and chroniclers know this place well. Long ago, the planet was a prosperous outpost capable of eclipsing even footfall. There used to be a cyclopean tomb station on its orbit, the final resting place of Cornelius Soto, one of the discoverers of the Koronus Expanse. The tomb gave its name to the entire system. However, about 400 years ago, an unknown cosmic body rammed into the station, causing it to collapse onto the planet. Not only did the catastrophe kill the settlers, it also made the world uninhabitable for centuries. The crater formed by the station's impact can be observed from orbit. Soto's tomb became a sepulchre for the entire planet. The sordid place is neither life nor loot, but knowing the nasty tricks that life can pull is a treasure in its own right. It was lore. That's what we found here. So can I take this away now? Okay, we can take it away for profit factor. No. Okay, I think that's fine. Then we're done in the system, I think. Unless there's a reason to go around the system, like clicking around until something happens. But I assume there isn't. So now we can go to the Koronus Expanse map. And I'm close to being where I want to end off today, but I want to test one last thing. So if I now click chart new routes, now that we've been here, yeah, we can now see routes that from here we can go. So we're going to have to go around along a yellow route at some point. What's this? Oh, it just tells us the known star systems we've been to and the ways that we can get there. Okay. Cool, and then we got extra navigator's insight for exploring this place. Oh, what's this? Oh, this is where Janice is. Oh, cool. So that's kind of where we want to end up. So I think I want to head here first, see where this connects to, and then start working our way up there. Okay. So we are firmly... What's to flagship? We must be able to have multiple ships at some point. If this is our flagship, we must then be able to connect to another ship. Anyway, interesting. Right, I'm going to go back to the bridge. Let the thing load. Almost there. A little bit more. But yeah, okay, I think we're firmly at the point where the game has taken, you know, it stopped holding our hand and has now gone, well, figure it out. Which is cool. Right, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to end the episode there, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.